Alright guys, I know this is a little bit scuffed. I'm just gonna make the video unlisted. I'm not gonna go like too hard on the editing and stuff. But so what I found out yesterday is that with stretch res in PUBG, it's actually all placebo in making you think that characters are wider. In games like Counter-Strike, when you play stretch res, your horizontal FOV is reduced so you can see less, and then it stretches the sides of your FOV out. It's like it pulls your screen sideways so that the character models are wider. So you can see in Counter-Strike when you play on stretch res, the character models are actually wider. And that's the whole reason people play on stretch res, is to have the character be more pixels on their screen. But PUBG doesn't do it that way. In PUBG, when you change to stretch res, instead of reducing your horizontal FOV, it just increases your vertical FOV. So instead of, it still gives you the same relative effect that your horizontal FOV is now lower than your vertical FOV, which is what happens in Counter-Strike, but it does it the other way around. It does it by adjusting the up and down. So if you look at this, the difference between 1728 and 1920, the character actually doesn't change in thickness. He just becomes shorter and stubbier, which in your brain, it makes it look like he's fatter because, you know, circles become ovals, stretched out horizontally. But in terms of the actual, on your screen, the amount of pixels that the enemy player is, they are more on native, because when you swap to native, all you're doing is actually stretching them upwards. When you swap to stretch res, all you're doing is increasing your FOV in the vertical axes to make everything shorter that you can see. It's like playing on 103 FOV versus 90 FOV, but then vertically, not horizontally. So I think this means that native is better at the moment because, you know, their head is more pixels. It's the same reason, the reason that you would play stretch res in any shooter game is to make it so that the enemy player models are more pixels. And in PUBG specifically, because the way the stretch res happens, adjusting the vertical, I think that native is better because that gives you more pixels on an enemy than stretched. And hopefully that's not too scuffed of an explanation, but I'll see you guys later.